Yeah, we are live. Nivedita, you can.
Hi everyone. Hi students. உங்கள மாதிரி எனக்கும் ChatGPT பத்தி ஒன்றும் தெரியாது. I'm here to learn and I'm really excited. And I should thank Ramakrishnan uncle because அவர் தான் இதை initiate பண்ணவர், இது எல்லாருக்கும் செய்யணும்னு. So we formed a group and thanks to Jay Anna, Dr. Thiagarajan and Arasu Anna, நிறைய டைம் ஸ்பெண்ட் போறாங்க and futureல நிறைய செஷன்ஸ் பிளான் பண்ணி இருக்கிறோம். So first வந்து Arasu Anna இப்ப ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண போறாங்க. I'm going to say a few words about Arasu Anna. Arasu Anna வந்து have been with us for a while now. நிறைய நாள் நம்ம கூட ட்ராவல் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காரு சீட்ஸ் கூட. அப்ப அவரை பத்தி இன்ட்ரடக்ஷன் அனுப்ப சொல்றப்போ முதல் டைம் ஒரு கொஞ்சம் ஃபியூ லைன்ஸ்ல தான் அனுப்பி இருந்தாரு. இப்போ ஃபியூ இயர்ஸ்ல நேத்து சொல்லுங்க உங்களுக்கு அப்டேட்டடா எனக்கு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் அனுப்புங்கன்னு. இட்ஸ் ஜஸ்ட் ஹிஸ் க்ரோன் சோ மச். அவரோட க்ரோத் வந்து அவ்வளவு க்ரோ பண்ணியிருக்காரு. அண்ட் so the main thing I want to say is அவர் வந்து சீட்ஸுக்கு அவ்வளவு ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கு கிளாஸஸ் எடுத்திருக்கிறார் ஐடி அண்ட் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கு வந்து லேப்டாப்ஸ் அவரா வாங்கி கொடுத்திருக்காரு. ஹஸ் பீன் ஹியூஜ் சப்போர்ட் வாஸ். இப்போ கொஞ்ச நாளா தான் அமெரிக்கன் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் காலேஜுக்கு ஹெல்ப் சப்போர்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காரு. டைம் கொஞ்சம் அவர் பிஸி ஆயிட்டாரு. பட் அவர் வந்து he has done PhD in computer science, specialization in natural language processing. அதே மாதிரி நிறைய பப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ் எல்லாம் செஞ்சிருக்காரு. And he has expertise in deep learning, natural language processing and database. And also he's a huge AI enthusiast. So I don't think we have a better person to learn about it. Arasu Anna, you're ready. Thank you so much for doing this for us. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thanks for the kind words. Okay, good morning or good evening, everyone. I think most of them good evening. Okay, as I think Dr. Nivedita said, I am Arasu. I am Arasu from my hometown is, I can say, Kanyakumari. So it's very hard. I think as everybody go through, it's very little bit hard for me to understand the concept early days. So by God grace, I got an opportunity to now learn something and got a chance to share my knowledge with somebody else as well. That's what I am. Today, I am going to first give some small introduction about the ChatGPT. So before we go to ChatGPT, so let us start with the very baby step and what is exactly ChatGPT, where the ChatGPT come from. So first, let us start with okay, so let us start with what is programming language. So we will know, first we should know what is programming language, what is the connection between the programming language and the ChatGPT. So what is a programming language? Most of us actually know the programming language is the formal language which is communicating the computer and the human. So how to connect the computer? Computer knows only some binaries, zeros and ones. So we are giving some instruction to the computer, how to operate a monitor, how to display something in the monitor, how to operate our phone. So all this information we are providing through some instruction. That one we may use Python or C, C++, Java, any language we will use. But here we are giving this instruction with each and every instruction we are providing to this computer. So let us take some small analogy. We are a baby. When we born a baby, we don't know how to eat, how to walk, how to talk. So how do we get this instruction? We are getting the instruction from our parents. The parents will say, okay, I think if it is ice cream, this is what you have to eat. If it is apple, this is what you have to eat. So we got now a small toy. Okay, this is the way you have to hold the toy. Or if it is a phone, you should not hold the phone something like that. You should not put it like that. You have to hold it like this. So again, if you are taking a small pen or something, this is the way you have to hold the pen and write. All the instruction will be provided by the parents or siblings or the teacher. So we are getting each and every instruction from somebody. So that is the programming language. If you provide if you get an instruction, then we will act based on the instruction. So that is the programming language. So for instance, the baby, we teach how to eat a candy, or how to eat a chocolate, how to eat a ice cream, how to eat for example, some cake or something. Then we give some we gave something different like a juice or some other ice cream with some cake. Now the baby might not know how to eat that one because the baby didn't get any instruction. So what they'll do, some babies actually they feel that is not edible or eatable, then they will throw it away. Otherwise, if we get a what is it, instruction from the parents, then they will start eating. Okay, this is the way we have to hold the cake with the ice cream. This is the way we have to eat. So that is the programming language. So let me go to the next step. Otherwise, you can think about the programming languages like riding a bicycle or riding a motorcycle. So we will get each and every instruction. This is the way we have to hold the bicycle. This is the way we have to do the pedaling. And if something comes in front of this our bicycle or the motorcycle, we have to stop the bicycle or stop the motorcycle. Each and every instruction we are getting from the somebody, or so here the somebody is nothing but our programming language. So if you give some instruction, the machine, that machine might be a computer or the phone, or it's a robotics or any device that will work. That is the programming language. So let us go to the next evaluation of the programming language. Next one, we'll call it as a machine learning language. What is exactly the machine learning language? Now we saw that how to eat. Now the baby knows how to eat the food, or how to ride the this motorcycle, or how to ride a bicycle or the scooter. Now the baby only learn all this information, all this stuff. Just think about the baby now grown into 2 years or 3 years old. Now we got instruction on the flat road to how to ride a bicycle, or how to ride a bike in a flat road. So the moment actually they go to some gravel road or some kind of a mud road, they might not have a tendency to balance. Then what they will do, whatever they got some knowledge, using this knowledge, they try to adjust or try to survive on the gravel road or the mud road, or the where the road is not with a very good flat road. So that was this machine learning language. So the machine learning language, I think, is a part of the artificial intelligence. So how this machine learning languages works is, we provide various patterns, or we provide various information which we learn through over the period of time. Then using that, now we will make some decision. So in this case, I think if you go to the same analogy, we learn a lot of experiments. Now the baby learn how to ride a motorcycle, sorry, not a motorcycle, bicycle, or how to eat various type of food. And using that knowledge, when we are seeing something new or something new object, we will make some decision. That's what our brain used to do it, right? So the same way, we get a historical information. Using the historical information, we'll make some kind of decision. Okay, this is what actually we know. I think when the road was not good, we have to slow down our bicycle. Probably we have to apply the brake, and we have to pedal it very carefully. Those are the instructions we will use based on this existing learnings. So that is this machine learning language. So in this machine learning language, how this machine learning language, what is exactly machine learning language is, we teach this computer with some historical learnings or some information. So then the the model or the computer now know, okay, these are the various patterns actually I saw. Then I will decide, okay, I think based on some information, I can make some decision. The decisions are made by the machine learning model. So these are the few information I provided or explained here. These are the few examples. So using this machine learning models or the applications, we can do image or this speech recognition, or the natural language processing, recommendation engine, or the predictive analytics. This is a very technical terms. So when you say this image, we can think about, we have an image, we want to find out who is this person, who is this actor, or who is this sports person. So all the things we can identify. Otherwise, you want to identify where is exactly this particular location is and who is voice this one. So if you want to recognize those kind of signals or the images or the voice, that will be used for this natural language, the machine learning models. So the machine learning models, we may have some kind of mistakes or some error. Is the machine learning models, whatever we provided, is it do everything? Is not. Then how that's supposed to be? This is look like, so we are in some exam. Just think about you are taking some semester exam or a SAT, NEET exam or any type of exam. So you learn some subject. Now, when you go to your exam center, the question is not, I think, as easy or how you learn in your book or your the exam question banks, whatever you prepared. This not directly related to the question. So that not directly related to the subject or the topics what you learn. Now what will happen? This model will not do very well. You will end up with some kind of errors. So that means you might not seen this kind of patterns or something earlier. Now you are seeing everything entirely new. So that is what in machine learning terms, there is something called overfitting or some bias or the errors. That is what is happening. When the model is not seeing some existing pattern, we will end up with some kind of error or some I think always produce some errors. That is the stuff. So what is exactly this machine learning and everything? So artificial intelligence, like a Uber stuff, which has started in 1950s. I think before most of us born. Then the machine learning is a part of the artificial intelligence. Then yeah, probably this is a kind of an ocean. Probably we will take a look at this one sometimes. If anybody is interested, we will go through this one very deeply about the machine learning or this deep learning. So in the machine learning, one of the machine learning model is called as the neural network model. Then now for the neural network model has various flavors. One of the now all these the bucket of or the company all the list of the neural network models, they put it in a new term called as the deep learning models. So you can see this evaluation. The artificial intelligence is not a new. This is in 1950. It seems it started. Then the machine learning, there's a big changes is happening in 1980. In 2010, a lot of neural network models are there. Now all this, the model, whatever we have, everything is in the form of the neural network model. So now let us go to the our this original topic. What is exactly this the LLM or the large language model? So the large language model is one of these artificial intelligence model. It tries to understand how the human is talking or how the human languages look like, and it has also tried to generate the various the human languages. The human languages means how we will spoke. We try to understand as well as how we are writing or how we are speaking. We try to communicate in the same manner. That's what this large language model this is look like. How this large language model came up with this. The large language model is again a machine learning model. That model trained, or we teach this model with the various list of patterns. Various list of patterns means we provided, we'll see some example how this got trained. So we provided various type of patterns, like some documents. The documents might be some journals or some books. So for instance, we teach this model with a lot of physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, medicine, engineering, all these books we teach. Then lot of Wikipedia data, lot of web data, all this information we teach this model. Now this is look like a kind of a master. This is a kind of very uber level model. That model knows a lot of things. Just think about the machine learning model, the each individual this machine learning model. This is look like the college faculty or the lecturer. When he entered, he might have very small amount of knowledge. The moment actually he have been in this industry or the college for around 25 years, he or she might learn a lot of new things, and a lot of experiments he or she gathered. All the informations are comes together with their brain. Now, when they go and talk to somebody, they don't talk about only this subject. They may talk about with the various analogy or various experiment, various examples, various scenario. They may provide, I think, tons of use cases. They can provide it with the for each and every experiment or the topic. So that's what this model is look like. So instead of learning with very small things, now we teach this model with the tons of books. Just think about what is this movie, The Robot, I forget the name of the Endiran, right? That Rajini's movie, this Endiran. Yeah, Endiran. So there they will talk about within a few minutes that a robot will read all these books and try to answer all these questions. That's what this large language model is look like. So you guys might spend a lot of time for preparing your NEET exam or the IIT exams. So instead of preparing all these questions or read all these questions, now we teach this model with all these materials or the books. Now, if you are asking some questions, this model will answer easily. This is look like, you can say that the machine learning model is look like, I think I got some, the other day I was talking with the other friend about this Mudalvan movie. The comedy is like asking the, what is it, dialogue? Kelvi kekradhu easy, answer pandrathu custom. That was like a machine learning model. This large languages model is like the old Thiruvilayadal, the comedy, you can say that. So whatever question you ask, the academy will ask, right? Whatever the question you will ask, the hero will answer all these answers. That is like this large language model. Now I got a opportunity to learn a lot of things. Okay, you can ask various questions. I will provide these answers. That is what this large language model. So here this large language model has billions of the parameters. This is a little bit technical. Probably based on the interest, we can go to the next session with the various use cases. We can go a little bit deeply on technicals as well. So here now this model understands multiple languages, answering questions and answers. It is able to complete some sentences. It will can able to provide some explanation. This is with the various language related task. This is what this large language model is look like. So just think about, this is kind of your master who learned various stuff. I think you can think about karate or any games as well. So if the masters means, the masters will learn all the various steps, and whenever somebody try to attack in the karate, the masters know how to do self-defense and how to prevent from others. So that is what this large language model is look like. Then yeah, this is what this large language model got trained. So we have various type of data. Let me go back to, yeah, the data might be in terms of text, images, is a voice, some of the structural data, some of these comes from the IoT data. So we train this model, or just think about we teach this model. Now the teaching the model is nothing but the training. Then we got a foundation of this model. This is look like our this group, guru or the master. Now the master learn all this information from various experiment. Now we try to ask various questions. The questions answering, we can use this LLM or the large language model. Sentiment analysis, how is that the person's sentiments, how is their emotion is look like? Or when you think about the customers, how is the customer's emotion is look like? Is the customers are happy? Or the when you go to a doctor office, the patients are happy. How the doctor communicated to the patient, all this information. Then information extraction. Information extraction is nothing but you have a Hindu paper today, or you have a Indian Express paper today. I want to find out in the first page what exactly they are talking about. I don't have a time to read everything. Otherwise, you are going to the cricket news, or you are going to some movie news. What are they talking about? What are the movies are good? What are the movies are having so good comments? So if you want to find out some information on your the cinema page or the cricket page, so you can extract that one. Then image captioning. So image captioning is we have a image. So using this image, where is exactly a dog, or what is this place is from? So what are the, do you find any known persons? You can see this image captioning in the Facebook. So that one we can do it very easily using this large language model. Then same thing for this object recognition. This object recognition we are using everywhere in the map or the automation cars. Those are the few places actually we will use a large language model. Instruction following. So these are the few use cases actually we will use large language model. So how this large language model in a nutshell? So you can say this large language model got a large amount of data or large amount of information and train this model. This is like look like we coach this model. Now whatever we are seeing here as a large unlabeled corpus, this is nothing but the amount, the data, whatever we talk about, the structured data, unstructured data, whatever we train this model, that is this the overall this model. So can we get the answer for everything through this large language model? Might not. So for instance, the medical side, or this thing about some another industry, about farmers or the cultivation side. So they might not have that information in Tamil or Malayalam or Telugu. So in that case, what we had to do? We had to do some another task called fine tuning. Fine tuning means, so we hired a master. That master doesn't know how to talk Tamil or Malayalam or Telugu. Now what we had to do? We have to educate or coach these masters with our own language. The same way, so we got a new vertical or new domain, which the existing model might not know. So we are teaching this model with the new domain or the new sets of data that is called as this fine tuning. Using the fine tuning, we are educating or helping this model to learn a little bit more. So I am talking too much. Let me go a little bit fast. So how to interact or how to talk to this model? These are the various components in this large language model. We talk about the training data. So the training data is large. So using this training data, we got a large language model. So how to get the answers? So this model always produce some output. How do we get the output? The output is coming through the prompt. So the prompt is nothing but answering some question to this model. So I will go through some example, and Jay will go through a little bit deeply on this prompt engineering. The prompt is nothing but asking the questions to the model. How to ask this question? The way you are asking the way you form the question, your model or the output come very the nice format. That is what this prompt is look like. So this is the input. The user prompt is nothing but the input. Then we are asking some query or questions to this model. Then it is producing set of output. That is the this outcome. So this is all the learnings, what we the large language model, actually we got it. So these are the few use cases. You can think about it in the natural language processing. So we saw the text generation. Text generation is nothing but I want to prepare a interview application, or I want to provide a template for some bank loan application, or I want to prepare some presentation for the some conference, how we have to do the presentation. So if you are asking some questions, this is all about in the text generation. The machine translation is nothing but translating one language to another, English to Tamil, Tamil to English, or Tamil to Malayalam, whatever. Then the sentiment analysis, actually we found, we try to get emotion or this sentiment for the text. Then this questions answering, this is look like our chatbot, normal chatbot, asking some questions and try to get answering. Then the summarization and classification is thing, as I said initially, the Hindu paper or the Indian Express or Tinamalar or Tinamani. So we provide this document and try to get a small summarization. What is exactly this particular page is talking about? Otherwise, you can think about your book. In your textbook, actually, you don't understand something. If you want to try to get a small abstraction, you can do that. Then this content creation, that is the another example you can think about. So this is on the healthcare. So the healthcare actually for veterinary the healthcare. Actually, I did I think all these use cases through this LLM model. I know actually there are a few healthcare or the medical professionals are here, like Dr. Nivedita, then Ramakrishnan Uncle. So I'm happy to share my findings on the veterinary healthcare side. So you can ask them medical questions. You can understand the medical journals or research. So generate some clinical text. We can do the summarization for the customer versus the doctors. We can ask the summarization about their discussion, the diagnosis report. So various things actually we can do it on the healthcare. Yeah, let me go to some few example with the ChatGPT. Then I will hand over to Jay quickly. Sorry, Jay, actually I'm taking too much of your time.
No problem.
So again, for the large language model, is there only this ChatGPT is the only one is there? Means no. There are various other models are also there. Like 1 second, actually I got a. So there are another models from Facebook. Facebook actually it is called as Llama. Then there is another company called Bloomsea. There are so many other models are having that one. Okay, so now this is the if you go to chat.openai.com, so you need to log in using your Gmail or Yahoo or any account. You can log in. Now here whatever the questions you can ask this question. So here we saw that I think we talk about the prompt. This is the way place you got to put your prompt. So now I have some few use cases. Let me run. instead of type this one, let me copy and paste my questions here. So I am asking about, oh, sorry. I have a couple of. I am asking about Thirukural. So திருவள்ளுவர் வந்து கணிதத்தை பத்தி எதுவுமே திருக்குறள் எழுதல. நம்ம வந்து what I are asking, can you write a திருக்குறள் with a kanidam? So this is what my question is. So write a திருக்குறள் about kanidam. So இது வந்து யாரு திருவள்ளுவர் எழுதினது இல்லை, but we are writing. So ChatGPT is writing திருக்குறள் for us. கணிதத்தில் ஆராய்ந்த நோவின் கண் நாரிந்ததும் ஈட்ட இனிமை நிலை. So you can see in translation in Tamil. Then there is a meaning as well. So there is no Kalaignar or Varadarajan or somebody. So ChatGPT did that one for us. So now if next generation திருக்குறள் யார் எழுதினான்னு கேட்டாங்கன்னா திருவள்ளுவர்னு சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க. So everybody may say ChatGPT wrote the திருக்குறள் for us. So that is the world actually we are going to. So you can see this is something called Anihal. Actually, I think most of you studied when you are in 10th grade or 12th grade. So this wrote is the same 7 word with the I think it came up with the Thirukural. So and it provided some information about this particular lyrics as well, or the Thirukural as well. How it came up with this, the Thirukural, somebody teach this model with this all the 1333 Quran. So with the knowledge of that, so we gave a new word. So it's this model also learned the Thirukural with the meanings. So with all this knowledge, it wrote its own Thirukural. So that's what actually it has happened. So let us go to some another example. So you know, solving a quadratic equation is a very for us somebody it might be a little bit tedious job. So now we are asking to the question how to solve this quadratic equation. So we can what is the formula for the solving this quadratic equation? So minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So I think hope everybody should know this formula. This is a formula. If you don't know, actually in my 7th or 8th standard, then we have to do a lot of what is they called imposition. So now when you are asking this question, what it is okay, this is the formula. These are the various coefficients. Actually, we got it from our your input. Now this is the way we have to solve. So it's provided step by step. So then we got some answer. So we have the plus and minus. So we got both of this answer. So finally, these are the x values supposed to be. This x value will be 2, or this will be x minus 1. This is the answer we got with all the steps. How did the model got this output? So this model learned various books or this material where somebody explained how to solve this quadratic equation, and just follow the steps and replace these coefficients on this existing problem. So this is what it is does. So quickly I will go through 2 more examples. I think 3 or 4 more examples. Then I will hand over to Jay. Yeah, now actually you want, I think most of the students wants to apply internship or a job to somewhere. So if you have some kind of a challenge, so write a covering letter. So the covering letter I am asking, okay, this is the contact person. Yeah, let me go back to there. I think, yeah, write a covering letter to whoever this contact person. So what I put it is, I want to put this as a placeholder. So this will be a kind of a generic. somebody wants to reuse it. So write a covering letter to this person from your name for a role, what role you are applying for the company name. I have experience in so and so. You can put I have experience in programming, data science, or medical, or nursing, or whatever the experience actually you have. Okay, I am passionate about this position. This is what you are want to apply. So what it does is, so you can see this is the application for the role position at this company. And there is this contact person. This is the person you are trying to contact, will be HR or the manager. So yeah, here is a very good covering letter for the position. So what you need to do, you can review this and you can fill all the placeholder wherever you got a placeholder. Just to go ahead and fill it out, and so that you will get a very good covering letter. So let me give one more step. Suppose if you are having a little bit challenge with the your okay, so you got a job posting. Somebody sent a job posting. Now through the job posting, you try to understand. Then you have some challenges. Your language. I think especially for example, if you don't understand what is exactly they are trying to explain, if you cannot able to find out anything. So here just I gave some job example. So this is the prompt. So this program will extract the relevant information from the job posting. Somebody sent a job description. Now you didn't get what is exactly they were talking about, or what what are the various requirement they are talking about. So what you have to do is, this is the program will extract. Sorry. So this is the information they are talking about. So just I want to extract what is the relevant information. So you can say that yeah, here this is the company name I provided. So it is providing extracted very clearly.
It's not next week, I'll let you know. I think next week I'm free.
Yeah, here it says that this is the job title.
No problem.
This is the company.
Don't worry. Let's just keep it next week.
Yeah, so this is the job description. This is the position. This is for the team, and this is the responsibility. It provided very well. So we can make some more improvements as well on this. So these are the few things actually you can get it from here. So let me have actually the last two things.
Arsena? Yeah, you don't have to rush because I've spoken to Jay Anna. He's happy to do the session on some other day.
Oh,
so
okay.
Continue on with the session and maybe leave us about 15 minutes for question and answers. Maybe at least 10 minutes for question and answers.
Oh, okay. Sure. Sorry, Jay. Actually,
no problem. No problem.
Okay. So yeah. So in this case, I think you have a job description. You got it from your friend or some of the HR or the recruiter. So you want to understand what is exactly they were talking about. So you can ask some questions on this job description and try to provide more information about this job description, so that you will get some very good idea what are they talking about. Okay, so now this is what in the other side. The other side is the LLM models knows everything? Might not. So now I am asking about the Darwin's human evaluation theory. So everybody might, I think, at least hear about this Darwin human evaluation theory. I am asking this one in English, Tamil, and Malayalam. So I know a little bit all these three languages. That's why I asked this one. I don't know Kannada. So now if you see, yeah, so this is the good thing. So there are tons of documents or the tons of materials. So are teached with this LLM model in English. So it's provided who is Charles Darwin, and where he came up with this concept, the Darwin's human theory. So he's explained very well about the Darwin's human theory in English. Okay, now when he goes to okay, so we have some issues with the buffering, I believe. So it don't provided the everything in Tamil very well. So it provided something. So you can see the translation. So there is not sufficient model or sufficient, sorry, not model, sufficient document or sufficient information to teach this model about Darwin theory. So that's what you can see. The translation might not be as good as this other one. So probably, let me ask only.
So you can just press continue generation. There's a continue generation.
Yeah, continue generation. Yeah, got it. Thanks. Yeah, I forgot to press that one. Sorry. So the translation might not be very great. நீங்க இங்க பார்த்தாலே தெரியும் டார்வின் மாறுபாடு புறநிலை பற்றியும் எங்கும் இயல்பு தருகிறது. ஐ திங்க் தமிழ் வந்து கரெக்டான டிரான்ஸ்லேஷனாக இருக்காது. இந்த பிராம்பர மனிதர்கள். ஸோ பிராம்பர மனிதர் வகைகளுக்கு மீன்ஸ் the old generation people, they are talking about பிராம்பர மனிதர்கள். இது எங்கேயோ ஒரு இடத்துல இருந்து ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பண்ணியிருக்குது. ஸோ
தமிழான்னு கூட எனக்கு தெரியல.
இது கரெக்டான தமிழா தெரியல. ஸோ ஸோ கரெக்டான டிரான்ஸ்லேஷன் நீங்க இல்ல. ஏன்னா இந்த டார்வின் தியரி
புராதன மனிதர் is probably what is trying to say.
புராதன மனிதர் தான் இது கரெக்டான வேர்ட் ஆக்சுவலா. அதான் நான் சொல்லுவேன்.
So I think it may be doing a bit of transliteration and translation.
ஆமா. இது வந்து each and every வேர்டுக்கு ஒரு டிரான்ஸ்லேஷன் பண்ணுது.
Yeah, the transliteration பண்ணுது.
ஆமா. அந்த கான்டென்ட்க்கு பேஸ் டிரான்ஸ்லேஷன் இல்லாம இதுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணுது. இது ஆக்சுவலா இது மட்டும் நான் எனக்கு புரிஞ்சிச்சு. இந்த இது கரெக்ட் ஆக்சுவலா. ஏன்னா நீங்க
கரெக்ட்டா? ஓகே. உங்களுக்கு படிக்கவும் தெரியுமா மலையாளம்?
ஓரளவுக்கு அங்கங்க ஏதோ தெரியும் எனக்கு. இது மட்டும் கரெக்ட். அதுக்கப்புறமா எல்லாம் இது சேம் தான். ஸோ வாட் இஸ் எக்ஸாக்ட்லி த ப்ராப்ளம் இஸ் we don't actually நம்ம இந்த மாடல் டீச் பண்ணும்போது we have not teach lot of documents or material with the English, only English பண்ணியிருக்கிறோம். ஸோ மலையாளம், தமிழ், தெலுங்கு இதுக்கெல்லாம் பண்ணல. சேம் திங் தி டொமைன் டேட்டா. சப்போஸ் இஃப் யூ வாண்ட் டு you are asking some questions about automobile industry or wind fan industry or some child care, அந்த மாதிரிலாம் அந்த மாதிரி டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ் நம்ம டீச் பண்ணாமல் இருந்தேன்னா then we don't get a very good answers. Okay, so one last thing, probably this might be useful for a lot of people in the group. So you can provide, I think, ask this kind of questions to the ChatGPT. Now you may think about how to prepare your NEET exam. So yeah, you can see. So for the NEET exam, என்னெல்லாம் questions கேட்குறாங்க, then what are the things you have to prepare, what are the various topics actually they cover. So he gave a very good plan. It's a very simple questions தான் கேட்டிருக்கிறேன். So probably in the next session we will go through a little bit deeply. Yeah, I think Jay has a lot of
I have examples on preparation.
Okay, sure. So yeah, so he gave some example, some plan about this one. Same thing, you can ask the questions about the JIT and everything. So overall, yeah, I think I think content actually now I have. So probably in the healthcare side or anything, anybody interested, I am happy to go through the healthcare next time. Yeah. Sorry, Jay, actually, my apologies. Actually,
no problem. So let's open it to question and answer questions.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a question, Arasu.
Sure.
So, you know, in writing essays or answers for colleges, you're not supposed to copy from a book or something without telling where you're, within quotes you have to put and then refer where you got it from. Now, would somebody, if they generate an essay on a ChatGPT, is it it won't be would it be legal? Would it be yours? And second, can they tell you generated it? Can you tell a machine generated it?
Yes, actually, it's a good question. Especially in the colleges, last semester, actually, what happens? I submitted an assignment. Within every time, my assignment days are, for example, in Sunday night means everybody used to submit it in Saturday night or Sunday only. So one day, actually, I saw everybody submitted in around Thursday or Friday. Everybody's answers are same, kind of same format. Then actually we are using something called a Blackboard or the for the colleges. So I think now the Blackboard, they disable all they are validating. This comes from ChatGPT or some like that. If that is a ChatGPT, they don't allow the students to submit right now. So they are doing a little bit advanced AI techniques to validate it comes from a human or a GPT. This is
there is already some software is available to find this plagiarism. I think a lot of college admissions, they use it.
Yeah, there are tools for plagiarism, and there are tools also to find out if they are generated by ChatGPT, like large language models. Even if images can also be detected whether they are created by large language models like things, or if it is a text that is generated by large language models. So there are tools like that available, but they are not perfect either. They have their own problems. So this is a mouse and cat kind of situation. Each one is trying to one up the other, and it's going on like that. So
from what I understand, then you can use it as a tool to improve yourself, but don't use it to complete a project.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Let me go back to the legality question that you asked, sir. That's an important question. Now, all these companies like OpenAI is the company that came up with ChatGPT. They are being sued by a whole bunch of people thinking that you have taken my material from my website and plagiarized that and then using it for your purpose without giving us any compensation. So that case is going to go through the courts in the next 2 years. It will have a verdict. That verdict is going to be a key thing for all these models. If they came out and said large language models content is not valid because it was trained by copying other people's content, then they have to pay a compensation to all these people. So we are all waiting to see how those cases are going to be judged. So that's an important development in this whole field.
So now the ChatGPT, they don't provide all the very sensitive or the PA related data. So I am working on this company related information for my current job. So I think, I think if you are asking the similar kind of questions about any legal related stuff, so the GPT, the models will automatically filter that. Same thing on the healthcare side as well. So you can provide an image, or sorry, not an image, actually medical transcripts, and if there are some sensitive informations are there, so GPT will automatically filter that information.
Okay, I think we have a student.
Yeah, sure.
There is a question from a student. Yuvan
is my nephew. He's my nephew. Yuvan, you want to speak up? Do you want to talk?
Are there any limits to ChatGPT?
I'm sorry, can you please
are there any limits to ChatGPT?
So when you say limit, there is no limitation.
Like as in like information won't give you, for example.
So yes. That's what actually we talk about initially. The model learn only a few things. So if you want to get more knowledge, So we need to teach this model again.
No, I think he's probably asking the other way around. When you
Okay.
get a response from ChatGPT, there is a limit as to how many tokens it will respond to. It will not provide infinite amount of output for you. There's a limit on how much output it will generate for any one question. Also, there is a limit on how much of the past information it will remember. If you keep asking questions and if you have a 2-hour conversation, it may not remember what you started with at 2 hours before. There is a limit also on how much it will remember. I don't know the exact token is called tokens. I don't know exact token limits for these things. I don't remember that exact number. There are limits on how much it will generate as output and how much it will remember in a particular context.
The 2000, 2000, 4000, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yuvan, did we answer your question or?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Well, that is the limitation you are talking about. Sorry.
Okay,
Arsan, can I ask you a question? எனக்கு 3 questions இருக்கு, but just one. First one வந்து, இப்போ நான் ஒரு கேள்வி அதட்ட கேட்கிறேன் நான் ChatGPT, அது எவ்வளவு யூனிக்கா எனக்கு ஒரு ஆன்சர் தரப்போகுது? பிகாஸ் இப்போ என் ஃப்ரெண்டும் அதே கொஸ்டினை கேட்கிறப்போ, இப்போ நீட் ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் 2 பேருக்குமே ஒரே மாதிரி மாடலா தர்றப்போ, வாட்ஸ் த டிஃபரன்ஸ் தேர்? இப்போ ஒரு போயம் எழுத சொல்லி கேட்கிறேன்னா, அது வந்து எனக்கு மட்டும்தான் அது வருமா, இல்லாட்டி வேற ஆளுங்களுக்கும் வேற ஒருத்தர், இப்போ ரெயினை பத்தி ஒரு போயம் கேட்கிறோம்னா, so is it going to be unique just for me? அது வந்து அதே இதே இன்னொரு ஆளுக்கும் வரப்போதா அந்த போயம்?
Same, always you don't return the same thing. This is look like a professional presenter. So for example, ஒரு professional presenter வந்து 5 conference போறாருன்னா, he don't talk about the same topic or same language. Probably the content will be same, so the presentation will be a little bit different.
So இது வந்து திருப்பி ரிப்பீட் பண்ணாத என்னோட ஒருத்தருக்கு.
There is one additional parameter involved in this model. You can, like for ChatGPT, when you log in, there is a parameter you can set up that is called creativity. If you increase the creativity, then every time it will kind of randomly be creative and come up with a different response. If you set the creativity to be 0, pretty much close to 0, then it is supposed to respond the same thing every time for the same question.
Okay.
Even if you yourself ask the same question every time, response will be different depending on what this parameter is.
Okay.
So if you increase the creativity, it will definitely respond differently.
Okay. One last question. Lots of questions, but I want to give time for others. How is it going to affect human evolution? Because in the மாதிரி ஒரு விஷயம் இருக்கிறப்ப, are we going to stop thinking? It's like you know, எல்லா advanced ஒரு பெரிய இது வர்றப்போ, the transition periodல we see lots of negative things, பார்த்தா அதை தாண்டி தான் வரப்போறோம். But what I'm thinking is, நம்ம creativity powerல இருந்து evolutionல இருந்து எல்லாமே கொஞ்சம் hinder ஆக போகுதா இதால? Do you think there's a little bit of negative?
There's 2 things, Leah. First thing, we should think about all the human I think wherever we are spending a lot of time. So the best use cases, I think I'll come to your domain or the even vertical. So for example, you are getting a medical transcripts. So the medical transcript, actually just I am talking about in the veterinary side, whatever I had to explore so far. So we got a medical transcript. Now somebody want to explore what is exactly the medical transcripts are talking about. What are the various similar similar clients actually we have, or the similar patients we have. So if you want to read everything, it may take a couple of hours or couple of days. So instead of that, if you give this medical transcript to the ChatGPT, you can ask about what is the medical history, what are the diagnoses actually they performed, what are the various the medications they provided, and what are the follow-up. So the ChatGPT will extract it very quickly. So that is a positive use cases. So when you think about in the other side, so the creativity wise, so it will give you some ideas. So instead of we make something in the production or some in the industry for 5 days, it will give you some instruction or some guidelines. So we can use that as a starting point, and we can make some more the production. Yeah. So the agriculture side, automobile or the other industry side, healthcare side. So we can save a lot of lives. So if you are using it in the healthcare side.
I think Nivedita is asking like human evolution side. Let me just give a small example, right? Ipo cell phones la varadhukku munadi, I used to remember all of my friends, relatives phone numbers by heart in memory, right? இப்போ வந்து நம்ம எத்தனை பேரோடைய phone number நம்ம ஞாபகம் வச்சிருக்கிறோம். நம்ம எல்லாருமே phone தான் யூஸ் பண்ணி phoneல கான்டாக்ட் தான் பார்த்து தான் நம்ம பண்றோம், right? So I think if you use too much, then you tend to use these tools. The idea is you use that memory or brain power for something else, something more productive, right? So that is where the whole this evolution is going to will go there.
Yeah, let me just add.
Anything repetitive thing, you don't want to use your brain, right? So that's the thing.
Dr. Nivedita, that is a debate that is going on in the field right now. Even the person who invented all of this, called Jeffrey Hinton, he is considered the godfather of modern neural networks. He worked at Google for a long time. He's a professor at Toronto, University of Toronto Computer Science Department. He has been working for the last 40 years in this field, and he made the important breakthrough in 2010 timeframe, and that's what led the whole of AI rebirth. Now, just 2 months ago, he resigned his position from Google and said, I don't want to be part of this. Now I want to spend my time talking about the bad things that may happen with this ChatGPT kind of evolution in artificial intelligence power. He is worried that things could go terribly wrong if we don't put the right guardrails around this technology. So this is a huge debate. People on one side saying that if you don't do it, some bad people will do it and they will have all the leg up. So we have to be doing it ourselves. And so we have to continue this. If you don't stop, if you stop it, the Chinese may still do it, the Russians may still do it. So we have to do it. That is one argument. Other side is, my God, we got to put some road guardrails. Otherwise, this is going to be out of control and can lead to the eventual the annihilation of human race. That is another argument. So we don't know how things are going to go, but that is a question a lot of experts are debating right now.
Okay.
There is a question from Nusrat on chat.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I can reply. Yeah, Nusrat, actually, yeah, definitely you can ask all these questions to the OpenAI. So all these education questions, think if you have any questions related to your physics or engineering, I feel most of them will be answered. Again, as we discussed, don't copy and paste any of your assignment or anything from ChatGPT. Just for learning perspective, definitely this is the right place to start with.
I have one in my presentation. I have 2 slides. One talks about the good uses for academic purposes, and then I have another slide about the bad uses for academic purposes, where I precisely talk about don't use for these things because you are going to be caught one way or other. So a lot of tools have come up to figure out that these have been generated by ChatGPT. If you do a homework and then present it, if you do a homework using ChatGPT generated essay and presented, this can be most likely be detected that it's ChatGPT generated. So you may get an F for that.
Students, any other questions? Please unmute and ask. It's not that ninga chat la type panna avasiyame illa. Please unmute and ask any questions.
Sir, you said that the open category is there. So may I know the app for it?
For the OpenAI?
Yeah, I use it for reference only, so that.
For the OpenAI ChatGPT?
I have some references slide. I can put that, but anyway.
Nusrat, are you asking about OpenAI or something else?
Yeah, OpenAI chat.
Yeah,
because,
it's a open dot.
It's called chat.openai.com.
You can probably respond on the chat if you want.
Sure. I will do that.
You can ask the GPT itself.
we need the URL to log in. I think that is what she's asking.
Yeah, exactly. I got it.
Say openai.com, it will lead you there.
Geeta Priya, do you want to ask the question? Geeta Priya, unmute பண்ணிட்டு question கேளுங்க.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I want one question for you, sir. And if I want to search something about the education and trend, but I didn't get any photocopy or any reference from the ChatGPT, sir, why it is not possible, sir?
Okay. So ChatGPT is a text-based answering system. So they don't provide any other articles like images or anything. So this is all I think they have not enabled any images or photos or anything. This is only the text-based answering system.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
On the other hand, if you go to bing.com, then use ChatGPT using Bing, it will also provide some images on the side. You can also access ChatGPT via Bing.
Yeah, he's talking about.
Thank you, sir.
So most of them, they don't know Bing is the another search
Yeah.
engine.
எத்தனை பேருக்கு பிங் தெரியும்?
Sir, I know.
No, all you have to do is bing.com. Maybe Arasu,
Okay,
you
good.
can type bing.com, it will take you to there.
I think, yeah, if I am not using, I am kind of shame. I was in this team for some time.
Yeah. Okay, good. Any other question? So basically Bing தெரியாதவங்களுக்கு Google நீங்க எப்படி யூஸ் பண்றீங்களோ, Google is the search engine, right? That is from the company Google. So அதே மாதிரி Bing is another search engine from Microsoft. அவ்வளவுதான்.
It's part of the Microsoft browser called Edge. You use Edge, you will see on the top right-hand side up there is a Bing command. If you click that, then it will open up ChatGPT.
Any other questions, students?
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Abhijit.
Sir, ChatGPT is very useful for many students, but it also replacing some other jobs. India is like a populated country, not other country but in India it is very vulnerable to use ChatGPT because it also replaces all other jobs. Only using intellect jobs like chart accountant, doctors, and some software engineering type, only that jobs will survive, but some other jobs can easily replace by ChatGPT. So it is I think it is a warning to India peoples because it replaces all the jobs, so it lead to unemployment, I think. What is your opinion, sir?
Abhijit, let me answer, right? So when I started working more than 30 years ago, when அப்பதான் நம்ம வந்து எல்லாம் கம்ப்யூட்டரைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தோம், மேனுவல் சிஸ்டத்துல இருந்து கம்ப்யூட்டரைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். இப்போ சே ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், சிம்பிள் எக்ஸாம்பிள், நீங்க ட்ரெயின் டிக்கெட்டிங் சிஸ்டம், ரைட், கம்ப்யூட்டரைஸ் பண்ணோம். அந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட்ல ஐ ஒர்க் மேனுவல் இருந்து கம்ப்யூட்டரைஸ் பண்ணும்போது. So the same question, the same issue unions brought up. Okay, so the idea வந்து என்னன்னா, you are doing that repetitive task. ஓகே, நம்ம வந்து எதெல்லாம் ரிப்பீட்டேட்டிவா பண்ண முடியுமோ, பிரெயின் ரொம்ப கம்மியா யூஸ் பண்ண முடியுமோ, அந்த மாதிரி ஜாப்ஸ் எல்லாம் ஆட்டோமேட் ஆகிக்கிட்டே போயிட்டே இருக்கும். ஸோ வி ஹாவ் டு டெவலப் அவர் ஸ்கில் லெவல். ஸோ whoever cannot or won't upgrade your skills to the new skills, then those jobs will get replaced. That means we will become jobless. So definitely a doctor's job won't go away. Doctor still will need, but doctor will focus on more things on diagnosing part and giving treatment or something like that. Same thing applies to chartered accountants, right? If a chartered accountant kita nama em porom, we want to find loopholes in the system, how to save tax.
Sadhana, sorry. I think அவர் சொல்றாரு chartered accountant in software engineering, doctors, சில selected professionalsக்கு வேலை இருக்கும்ன்றாரு.
Correct. அதான் நான் சொல்ல வரேன். See, any work which is repeatable without using human brain much, those jobs will get replaced.
Absolutely.
Any clerical job will get replaced.
Let me give another take on.
From industrial revolution days, an engine was supposed to take all the jobs for farmers and wipe out the economy. So only thing is, it is going to change. It is going to change what we do, but we'll still survive. That is, and actually there will be more jobs. That is my take.
Okay, the godfather of modern AI, Jeffrey Hinton, he is worried that there is going to be more jobs lost than new jobs created by this unique technology, because there is a Harvard medical professor in Harvard University. He came out and said recently about ChatGPT, after ChatGPT was released, he said most of the doctors, if they are just bookish knowledge, are going to be gone by this technology. Only people who do procedures will survive. That is what his prognosis in 20 years from now. If you are just doing an internal medicine job without any procedures, or a pediatrician without any procedures, a robot with ChatGPT can take care of all those things with enough sensors. That is the kind of prediction that are being said. Similarly, about artists, a lot of artist work can be automated today. I was going to show some examples about that. Movie production can be automated by this technology. A lot of creative work can be automated by this technology. So there are real worries whether this is going to take up most of the jobs and create only another 30% new jobs. There is kind of worries like that today. We don't know what the future holds, but there are some very educated people are concerned that this technology may be very different from anything else we have seen so far. There is a concern like that. So in that sense, we don't know what is going to be, but this is the evolution of technology. We got to adopt it and adapt it and see how we can survive. There are some real questions about this.
Yeah, one more thing, actually, in the IT industry, now there is a new role called a prompt engineer. So that is one of the fancy job right now. So probably when you guys are looking for an intern, or when you come out of the college, you may start your first job as a prompt engineer. So another 6 months in India, you can see tons of prompt engineering jobs, because all these the big companies here, now they open a role called a prompt engineer. So that will become like a data scientist or whatever the fancy roles they called out a few years back. So the same, now the prompt engineer will be the fancy role in the IT industry. So yeah.
So new jobs will be created. There is no question about it. New jobs will be created. But the question is whether more jobs will be lost than the new jobs created. That is the question experts are asking.
Okay. We have a couple of more questions. One student is asking in the chat how to use for higher education at the ChatGPT. Satish, idu enna kelvi konjam, can you explain? Or Arasu, or did you get this question? What
yeah, I think what he was asking is, can we use ChatGPT for higher education reference? If I think that's what I interrupted his question. Is it correct, Satish? Where are
I don't know what the word reference here means. If you want to say, you know what, you're writing an academic essay, and then if you want to refer to ChatGPT as the source of your information, I don't think that will be very welcome, because ChatGPT can also provide incorrect information. So there is a serious issue called hallucination, where ChatGPT imagines certain things as if they are fact. In fact, they may not be factual at all. So if you want to use ChatGPT as a reference to your source of information, I don't think that will be welcome. But on the other hand, if you're asking, how do I proceed with learning new field at master's level using ChatGPT, that may be quite possible. some extent.
Okay.
So I don't know what the meaning of reference there is.
Sorry, okay, let's move on. Satish, please clarify your reference. But we have other question. Is if we ask question to ChatGPT, it creates by its own answers or answers taken from some any other sources?
So ChatGPT will answer all these questions based on the document or the images or whatever is this is look like you are going to a doctor. So the doctor, whatever the they saw or whatever the knowledge they have, based on that they will give some request to do some diagnosis as well as provide some medication. This is look like the same thing. So the doctor might not go and copy others doctor, whatever the other doctors are doing. So this is the same thing like that. Otherwise, if you are in the classroom, if you are asking some questions to your faculty or the teacher, so the teacher will answer based on I think his or her knowledge. So that's what this ChatGPT will explain.
Okay. Hope you got the answer. Further any questions irundichna kelungama. Then Satish responded for how to promote. Satish, can you unmute and then ask? It will be easy. We can straight away answer your question. Okay. So while we are waiting for Satish, students, were any other questions? Anything else? Okay, Satish is messaging directly to me in the chat. Satish, I think maybe we can talk offline, Satish. Okay, you post a question in the, or you can just message me. Then I will get the answer to your questions. Okay, right, good. Any other question? Anybody else? If no, okay. Thank you very much, Arasu. Sorry, Jay, sir, we couldn't have it in the today's time. No, but definitely we'll
next week.
Yeah, next week we'll try to have it next week itself, so that that momentum won't be lost.
I have to check my schedule, and then if not next week, immediately the following week. I'll tell you.
Yeah. Please let us know. Then we will schedule the call as soon as possible.
Just have to talk to my boss, so figure it out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much again. We'll catch up on next. Thank you.
Let us post Arasu and Jay's contact info to the students, please.
Correct.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. I have my, but
Arasu, can you? Sorry, go ahead, sir.
Best way for me to for contact me is by my email, because I am not so much on WhatsApp. I am irregular about WhatsApp.
Okay.
I find hard enough to just focus on email and iPhone text messages take care of. So I have my email address. I think Dr. Nivedita has got my email, and she can definitely pass it on. And I'll be happy to answer any questions through email. That works the best for me.
Okay, sure. Arasu, if you don't mind, you can share the PDF version of your PPT. I will share with the students.
Definitely, I'll do that.
Okay, right, cool. Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
That's so good.